I don't want to revenge for myself. But the honest truth is I feel like I can kill somebody today. I feel that, so that then my government can move in and jail me for having killed somebody. I would rather go to jail than see the killers of my child walk in this country free. Yes.
By the time you're calling someone to your office and disciplining them, you're not changing that place to be a peace haven. It becomes a torture chamber. You have taken Ebbie's blood into your hands. You shall never sleep, because this is what you're going to see. Ebbie's name all over for the rest of your life.
Hello and welcome to today's special edition of Tales of Wanjiku. My name is Lynn Ngugi. Now, just few days after the family of Ebbie Noel Samuels released a call to action for the public to join them in the march dubbed Justice for Ebbie, the DCI also tweeted that they have indeed been investigating the murder of Ebbie, and they can clarify that she was indeed murdered in the school. But the big question majority of Kenyans are asking is, why after 3 years has no one given the mother any answers, and why would they tweet knowing there was a march just 4 hours away? Well, today we witnessed the public coming together, hashtag Justice for Ebbie, and this is what happened.
It is not business as usual, Magora, please come out! Your teachers are killing us! I am the mother of Ebbie. Ebbie was a 15-year-old girl in 2019, and she died in her school. She didn't die a natural death. She died of a blunt force trauma. She was killed by somebody in that school. 3 years later, the police, which fall under your office, under the office of the IG, all I have heard is stories. They're just managing me psychologically. To the point I have reached, I am tired. I am tired. I am tired. Because the killers of my child are now known even to the DCI. They tweeted last night saying they have statements from former students and parents. They have commented on their tweet that the senior administration of the school actually assaulted my child the night she died. And they have not made any arrests. They're just tweeting. I think it's the right of my child to live, to have an education through a system. My child did not do any mistake, was not in discipline. Her only mistake was her hair. Her only mistake was her hair. And speaking fluent English. I wonder what teachers go to school to do if they cannot instill good knowledge and have proper citizens. My child was not a criminal, but she was killed by a senior administrator of the school. Specifically, the deputy principal of Gatanga CCM, who is now St. Annie Wright Gatanga Girls. Her name is Elizabeth Gatimu. 3 years later, she's still a deputy principal in that school and receiving government salary. I am demanding from my government, from the Inspector General of Police, who is in charge of all these arms in terms of police, including the DCI, to move in with speed. My child is just but one. The stories that come from that institution are crazy, if you care to listen. I am here as a parent. I am hurt. I am a Kenyan citizen. I'm not a foreigner. I was born here. I went to school here. I pay taxes here. But my government is failing me. I don't want to take the laws into my own hands. I don't want to revenge for myself. But the honest truth is I feel like I can kill somebody today. I feel that, so that then my government can move in and jail me for having killed somebody. But because the laws are there, because the rule of law is there, I choose to respect and I choose to abide by. And I just need the arm of government, the police, to stop being compromised and telling me stories. I don't need to be given briefs about how far. I need to go and identify the killers of my child because I know them by face and by name. That is all I am coming here for. I'm not here to cause chaos. I'm not here to cause any disruption. I'm here pleading with my government. That is my child. 1 month in school and she was dead. 1 month in school and she was dead. I was in this same office when I came to look for a school transfer. And I wasn't given. And then I took my child to this school and 1 month in and she is dead. I need this government to act. I need this government to act. I don't have another country I call my home. This is home. If it cannot happen now, I need to be told what to do. Because for me, if you ask me, I'm ready to go to jail for the murder of my child. I would rather go to jail than see the killers of my child walk in this country free. Yes. I am really ready. That is my plea.
The DCI, it is a case that we do admit. It has taken a while, but with the tweet of the DCI and with what they are moving in right now, we strongly believe that we are going to get leads and we are going to be able to reach to the matter of this case. And it might be painful, but I do believe it is not right to take the law into your hands, as you've said. In as much as that pain lingers, I think the most important thing is for justice to be served for the late girl. And I'd like to add that you do not do anything that might be harmful, might compromise the process of justice. But we're going to follow this up. We're going to follow up this situation right away. And I already know that the DCI office is making progress. You're saying you've spoken about the tweet. It's not only about the tweet, but they are moving in. They've gone to their school. There are other things that are happening. And I may not give you a definite timeline, but we are going to make sure that this is processed as fast as possible and the culprits are going to be brought to book. Yeah, give us time and let's follow it up, let's pick it up, let it be a matter of urgency, let the wheels of justice grind, no matter how they grind. But the most important thing is that the culprits of this situation, of this heinous act, are brought to book.
So Bianca, let me ask, what are we looking at from here?
So that is what I'd urge you for now. And the office of the IG is open to you. Any time that you'd want to come and consult on that matter, the office of the DCI is also open to you anytime that you really want to come and consult on the matter, and we shall be ready to listen and we shall give you information. But as right now, we cannot comment so much because this is a matter that is under active investigation, so we may not give as much information as you'd want, but so much is happening in this particular case.
If the DCI, as from their statement, already know who, why haven't they arrested them? What are they waiting for?
Are we allowed to ask you questions also? Because you are silencing us and we have questions, genuine questions. Yeah, you just told, you actually put me over. Yes, I want to ask the same question. If they already
with all due respect, let me address her, let me address the concerns. Let's have some order. Okay, because if we have this back and forth, I'm not sure that is what it is that any one of you can do. So you said they had some leads last night, as they mentioned. That is very true. And let's see what happens in the days that are coming. But what I need you to have an assurance about is that things are happening. This is an issue that is being looked into. You might see it as a tweet, but behind the doors there's so much happening, and we do have trust in the office of the DCI and the director DCI that this issue is going to be resolved. And feel free to visit either the office of the DCI or the office of the IG whenever you want.
You know the only thing I need right now? the only thing I need DCI to ask me to do. If today they call me to DCI to tell me I go identify the people who killed my child, that's what I need. I don't need to be told we have talked to family, we have talked to students. That is not, I don't need that kind of feedback, because they are too quick to do other things that pertain people who are influential in this country. But the rest of us have to beg. And that is how I just feel. I'm sorry, but that's just how I feel. I have been to DCI too many times, and every time I am just told stories. And the moment I walk away, I call back again after a while. The person I'm talking to does not even remember me. I have to reintroduce myself. What does that even mean? That they forgot about me the moment I walked out of their doors.
Okay,
That is what hurts me.
okay, I'm very sorry about that. I'll take it upon myself, and we are going to follow this up, and we'll make sure that as much as possible we'll be able to reach out to you. I'll take it upon myself to follow it up, and where possible we'll make sure we reach out to you so that you know that the process is going on. So I'm very sorry about your pain, but I'll follow up. I'll take it upon myself, and we'll make sure that this issue is followed up to a conclusion.
I have a question.
Is that okay with you? Thank you.
Can I ask a question? Why did the DCI tweet 4 hours? Are you okay, guys? Why did the DCI tweet 4 hours to the march? Well, this has been happening for 3 years, and they've said that they've had evidence. Why tweet 4 hours before the march? Why did they not tweet last month, last year? Why exactly tweet 4 hours before the march?
I repeat what I've earlier said. It's a matter under investigation, and I would not want to deviate information that can compromise any of the happenings that are taking place right now. So asanteni sana, and I'll keep in touch with you. Thank you.
CCM Gatanga is a crime scene. CCM Gatanga is a crime scene.
As a parent, we always teach our children choices have consequences. The moment that teacher took that child into her office and did what she did, she made a choice. And definitely she has to, follow up with that. The consequences will follow her. It is imperative that when us parents struggle through taking care of our kids to the level that Ebbie was, it's not a joke. Yes, it's a village. But anytime we also talk to the schools that we go to and we say, if you have an issue with a child, please involve the parent, call the parent. You have all the details when you're accepting that child in that school. This country also needs to realize, as well as the teachers, if it's not for those children in those schools, you have no salary, you have no job. These children are the next leaders. They're the ones who are going to take up positions just like yours, be the next teacher. They too need to learn from somewhere. It's important that these children also get to understand that they have rights and get to feel protected and get to love the environment that they are growing in. Teachers need to stop being animals. We know that these kind of atrocities have been happening from back in the day. It needs to stop. Things have got to change around. The new generation, the generation of now, need a lot of talking. Yes, some still feel that the beating takes place, but that's not the answer to everything. We understand that, call a teacher, call a child. Let them understand where they've gone wrong. Involve the parents. If that does not work, let's go the next step as the teachers, the school administration, and the parents. These children are there to learn, not to go to torture chambers. By the time you're calling someone to your office and disciplining them, you're not changing that place to be a peace haven. It becomes a torture chamber. And that is known in so many schools. They need to stop. The teachers need to become human. They need to understand what love is. If you did not grow up with that kind of love, then you have a problem. Deal with it. Teachers also need to go for counseling every so often, because they also deal with so much from parents, from the administration, from God knows where. They too, even as parents, are human, and we understand that teachers are human and their parents too. But by the point in time you pick up your hand, your stick, or whatever weapon you're going to use to hurt someone's child, then you know you're taking the law in your hands, and the law will get to you, parents, the village, and the world. This story is going global. Today it is Ebbie. Tomorrow it is my child, my daughter, my son. We're not only crying for Ebbie. Ebbie is a name of so many other names out there. We need to understand the gravity of this cause and the problem at hand. Schools are supposed to be learning institutions, not torture chambers, not areas of disciplining to the point of death.
How do you feel that it has taken 3 years for even the DCI to tweet something about this matter?
3 years is too long. This should have been taken immediately that child left the school grounds because she has entered into public environment. From the mortuary, they shouldn't have kept quiet. At the hospitals, they shouldn't have kept quiet. Even those people in the hospitals, they made a choice and now they have to face the consequences. They have to answer to this. Whatever little part you took, whatever little thing you did, you are answerable to this, to Ebbie's death. You have taken Ebbie's blood into your hands. You shall never sleep because this is what you're going to see. Ebbie's name all over for the rest of your life.
Why was it important for you to join this march?
Because I have a child. I have children. I have daughters, I have nieces, I have nephews. They all go to schools. It's now putting a stigma on boarding schools. Schools, I repeat again, are supposed to be learning institutions. A place where a child is safe, is going to get information and knowledge to face the world of tomorrow. But what are we doing? We're making the world of tomorrow look like a terrorist site. It's not gonna happen. This is not the Kenya we know. This is not the Kenya I grew up in. I grew up in a Kenya where we were heard, we were listened. Yes, we got discipline, but not to this level. If any parent out there right now went to a school that had to go through such things in their school, they need to speak up and remember the pain they went through. We called it monolization. Why hasn't it stopped? Now it's getting to the school's administration. Why are they acting out like animals? We are not in no game park. We are in schools, for goodness sakes. Stop hiding in those walls, teachers. If you're going through issues, step out. They're counseling for free in churches, in counseling centers. Whatever issues you may have that is a root cause to your problems, be home, be work, be wherever it can be. We have solutions out here. We have people who love you the same way we love Ebbie and our children.
And our children.
Yes.
What would be your parting shot to everyone watching?
My parting shot is, like every other parent, let us listen to our children. Let us vet the schools we take them to. Let us also not keep quiet when the kids come home with stories and issues. Let us stand up for our children's rights as well. Let us also put the voice in our children not to be hushed, not to be quiet. Let them stand out and talk their heart out. Let them say it as it is, not to sugarcoat anything. Let the teachers also understand that the salary you're earning, even the perpetrators today who are still earning a salary, let them know that you are eating blood money. That is blood money you are taking every month. But if you know that you're a teacher who is causing such sad situations to a child in your school, you are actually you're going to receive it tenfold, because that child will be the next leader and you'll have to face that child. We need to understand one thing. We are all Kenyans. We are loving people, but we are not showing our love in the right way.
Mama Ebbie's story resonates with me so deeply because I'm a parent of a teenager. And watching the video on your channel, what stood out for me was Ebbie seemed to be unique and everyone was not happy. Her light shone so bright. So imagine you are a child amongst other children who don't like you because you're gifted, you're confident. And then on top of that, the teachers making comments to try dim that confidence. But ending in death was now the saddest thing, because we have trusted schools, management to care for our children. When you leave your children in school, you expect they will learn, they'll be nurtured just the way you would, yes. But now Ebbie ended up in hospital, and if it was not for that CCTV footage showing a lifeless body, I don't even think there would be evidence to implicate whoever we are speaking against, because it is only after the footage that was shown a lifeless body being received at hospital and the timelines that in fact raised questions, and even Mama Ebbie was able to realize there was something amiss. So my concern is for us, the youth, the children. Can we love each other? You know, can we, if you have to speak, just let it be something that will edify. But when it comes to caregivers, who teachers fall in that category, even parents and guardians, we also have to nurture. We have to love. We cannot beat up someone because of being beautiful, of being smart. Yes? So I came out here to show support, not only for Mama Ebbie, but for all those people who don't have a voice.
Yeah.
There are people at home who were silenced in one way.
Yeah.
Maybe an envelope was given, because there are stories of children dying in schools, but it is always silenced with a payoff or denial. I want to also speak to the children, her classmates, the students who are coming out now.
Yeah.
It's never too late. Let them not be ashamed. Even if they didn't speak at that time, it's good they speak now, and they are not to blame. They must have been in so much fear. Imagine someone being killed. So imagine them being in that school, being in that environment for the rest of their schooling. So they must have thought, if I say this, I'll also be the next. So they need to not fear. They need not to feel guilty. But at the end of it, I know the president of this country hears us. He follows what's going on ground. And if his CSs and all those people who should have handled this before it came to the streets, then we demand justice from him. 3 years is too long. 3 years is too long. I know if Mama Ebbie knew someone up there, or had a DCI relative, this thing would have been sorted in it's just a phone call.
Yeah.
But because Mama Ebbie is a citizen, just like me, who has no connections, then it had for her to come to the street. She needed a platform to air her side of the story, which is unfortunate. Which is unfortunate.
My name is Warigia Masharia, and I was an administrator at Logos Christian School when Ebbie was there. So she's one of us. And behind me are some of her classmates and some of the teachers who worked at Logos when she was there.
Logo was her primary school?
Yes,
Okay.
Logos Christian School was her primary school. That's where she did her standard 8 exam, and she did very well, hence getting a high school.
What kind of a student, a child, a pupil was she?
Ebbie was very confident. She was very loving. She was very caring. And she would always go out of her way to reach out to somebody else and make a difference for them. She was a child like any other, asking questions. Of course, being mischievous. I mean, that's part of growing up when you learn your boundaries, but she knew her boundaries. And she interacted very well with both the students and the teachers. She was a wonderful girl. And for me specifically, there are times, anytime she saw me low, she would come and ask me, Teacher Warigia, what is wrong? Are you okay? And that's the kind of person who she was. Everybody loved her. She was a gem. And with what happened to her just a few months after leaving Logos, broke our hearts. And that's why we are here today, because we are saying that Ebbie's life was that important to us. And every child's life is important to them. And one of the things we're also saying as teachers in solidarity is that that incident happened, unfortunate as it was, but that's not a teacher. A teacher has a heart for the child they're working with. A teacher has a heart for the parent they're dealing with. At Logos, we even had children with special needs. Nobody was unaccepted in that school. We all had a place. And Ebbie had her place. She played her role. Her younger brother was also there too. They played their roles. The parents played their role. In fact, in this meeting, we actually had some parents who came because they felt that they needed to stand with Mama Ebbie in this situation. And so for us, every life is valuable. Each and every life. And it is our God-given duty to protect everyone that we have in our midst, because that's what God expects us to do when we're in this side of heaven.
What would you like to tell Ebbie's family?
We know you well, and we know what you've been going through. We may not have the nitty-gritties, but one thing you'll know is that you have the support of us, especially the teachers, the staff who are there during Ebbie's time. We are behind you with prayer, and you can always call upon us. And one of the things we will do, and we will continue to do, is to pray for you. We are your shoulder to lean on.
My name is Sheena Fadhili, and Ebbie was a classmate of mine. The one thing I can say stood out for me for Ebbie was she was such an engaging person. She'd make sure to be in everybody's life in a positive way. She was always asking, are you okay? She was there for people. She was bringing happiness to people even when you're not in a mood for happiness. She would just bring that joy and energy to everyone. Yeah.
Why are you here today?
I'm here today because of course Ebbie was a friend of mine and I would want to get justice for Ebbie, and also because there's several children out there who could be going through the same thing, who could be scared to be in schools because of this type of situation, and yeah, I'm here to support the cause.
And you, Mami, what's your name?
Hi, I'm McKenna.
I'm McKenna.
Again, I was a friend of Ebbie's.
Yes.
One thing I remember about her was how cheery she was, sanguine, if you may say. She also had a beautiful voice. Loved cooking as much as I did, so I'd share stuff with her. So she should go cook at home. Why I'm here? I'm here because justice is deserved, and it hasn't been served. And I think it was just important to represent her classmates. Yeah.
Okay. Do you think anything will change after this?
I hope it will change. Not guaranteed.
Yes.
But I have faith, a bit of faith that something might change. Yeah.
And what message do you have for Ebbie's family? Mom, dad, siblings?
Oh, to her mom, since we've interacted more with her, I can't say anything to change what she's feeling, but the love for her and for Ebbie will remain, that we are here. We love her family, and for Ryan and her small sister, stay strong. Ebbie is still with us in spirit. Yeah.
Honestly, if you hadn't aired this story, I would have not known what became of this story, because I saw this story for the first time in 2019 on NTV, and it just fizzled out. So I didn't know what happened. So when I saw your show, and at the end of your show, you said something. You said it's not business as usual. You said, how can we have 500K people watching and nobody's doing anything? And that tugged my heart, really.
Let me ask you, what is it about this whole thing that hurts you the most?
It's the fact that she was killed because of hair. I wish she had even done a crime. Then I would be like, okay, maybe she beat someone, or maybe she killed someone, or maybe she burned the school. Hair. Like, it's even prosperous to think that someone can be killed of hair. And the fact that she should be sent home, she shouldn't die for crying out loud.
What do you think?
I think we as mothers, I as a parent, have actually made a statement. Though I was looking forward to actually have top government officials, but due respect given, to the administrator, head of administration in the office of the CS of Interior, Matiangi, to have come out and talked to us and assured us that indeed he's going to pass this over to the head of public service, who is going to reach out to Teacher Service Commission, and also to the Ministry of Education, the same guys we went to and they did not come out to meet us. And also at the end of it all, to the president. I will still seek to the president of this republic. The buck stops with him. These other guys can do their job, but some of them are very lax, and they just, do things with not a lot of seriousness. But I just hope and pray that they will take this seriously, because for me it was not just to come out and walk in the streets of Nairobi. The sun is hot,
very hot,
and it's exhausting, and even this emotional is not an easy thing to do. But I do hope that this will actually send a message to them that we need our children to be protected in the institutions of learning. To the DCI, we need those culprits arrested.
Talk to me about the tweet.
That message that DCI put out last night, for me, it was just plagiarism from the interview I had with you. And they just borrowed word for word from it, maybe to save face. it is okay. I will forgive them for that. Maybe they didn't have anything to put out.
Yes.
So they had to put out something. But my question to the DCI is this. Their tweet says that they have statements from former students.
Yes.
Their tweet says that they have statements about a senior administrator of their school having assaulted my child the night she died. My question is, why tweet about it? Why not move to go and arrest? I want to be called to the DCI to go and identify the principal of St. Anurites Gatanga Girls, Miss Veronica Wanjiko Mwangi, and the deputy principal of the same school, Miss Elizabeth Gatimu. I want to be called by DCI to go and identify them, not to tell me we have statements, we have this. Arrest them. I do not know why they are walking free. I do not know why they are still earning government salary. I do not know why they are still teachers. Because these are not teachers, they are murderers and cover-up of murderers. So that is what I want the DCI to do. If they are worth their salt, if they are worth anything they say they are, that is what I want them to do. I don't want lip service. I don't want to be called to come and talk to do I don't know who. I don't need to do that. I did not kill my own child. So what are they asking me for? I do not. I want them to go move in and arrest
Let me ask,
my child's killers.
Let me ask you, when you see the way people came out today, the supporters, how does that make you feel?
That just confirms to me that I am not alone. And the truth of the matter is this. These parents you see out here, they have children who are in high schools. There are those who are yet to join high schools. They have siblings. They have brothers and sisters. They have relatives, nephews and nieces. And people are walking with trauma obtained from their high school days. They are moving along with trauma that they got from their high school days. And they feel my pain. My child did not survive. Their children probably survive, but are living with another disease within itself. It is like you're dead inside of you, but you're just walking. You know? So I really applaud the parents of this country, the mothers, the students, a lot of them who are in high school. Some of her friends from her former school, Logos Christian School. I thank you for coming out. This is not over.
This is not over.
It is not over.
Yes.
It will not be over.
It will not be
because
over.
Something has to happen.
Yes.
Until justice for Ebbie is achieved in this country. Mark my words. I will not be quiet. I will not be silent. We will not be silent.
We will not be silent.
And until these two teachers, the head teacher of St. Anurites Gatanga Girls, parents, don't take your children there. It's a murder den. Do not take your children there. They will give you very good lip service and they will remain traumatizing and killing your children. I have people who have reached out to me from various institutions, including that same institution. They are hurt, but afraid. My message to you, do not be afraid. The more you fear, the more powerful they become. Step out and show them that their intimidation has no power over you, that their threats have no power over you, that you have the right to speak up. And this same government have a right to protect. And we will do everything, I will do everything that I need to do in the right way to ensure that justice is served for my child and that her killers are brought to justice. I cannot wait to face them with my eyes because I told them I will face them one day and that day is coming soon. Justice for Ebbie.
Justice for Ebbie.
Thank you very much.